My name is Matthew Johnson. I am the Director of Educational Activities. I'm going to be up here giving out 2 different awards. So first off, I want to spend a quick second talking about the Humanitarian Award. I'm actually going to take this off. I'll put it back on. So first I want to talk about the Humanitarian Award. This lady here that you see on the screen, Miss Audrey Jones, she was a Career Center Specialist, member of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. And she was a Career Center Specialist at Mount Vernon High School. Unfortunately, she passed away earlier this year, but in her time that I worked with her for many years at Mount Vernon High School, and in the years since I transitioned from Mount Vernon, she was always quick to reach out to us and make sure that her students were getting scholarship opportunities. She led the entire region in terms of the alumni chapters of Delta Sigma Theta and their scholarships that were given out to her students. She's greatly missed. If you guys remember from last year, for those that were here last year, she did attend the Black and Gold Ball last year. The student, Yosef Boku, who was here, was one of my students at Mount Vernon, and she worked closely with Yosef. She mentored Yosef. For those that are familiar with LDI, the Leadership Development Institute, the 2 students that attended, even though she was on medical leave at the time, she still coordinated me and her. We coordinated from afar. She identified students. She wanted to make sure that all of her students were able to take part in a lot of the different opportunities. So again, she passed away, and for a quick second, if we can take a quick moment of silence and just in remembering her. Thank you. And one last thing that we wanted to do, her family was not able to make it tonight, but on behalf of Theta Rho Lambda and the Education Foundation, we bought a plaque for her, and we'll be providing it to her family as the Humanitarian Award recipient. So thank you again. I'm up again. So this year, our scholarship recipient, I have the honor in introducing our scholarship recipient. Carlos is currently a senior at T.C. Williams High School. Just a little quick piece about our scholarship. This year, the average GPA of the scholarship applicants this year was a 3.9. So it's a very competitive process. One thing that really stood out with Carlos, not only his 3.77 GPA, is kind of his journey. So Carlos transitioned here, he immigrated here from Bolivia in 2012. So he's only been here for 5 years, and when he arrived here in the United States, he didn't speak any English. So just imagine not speaking any English, matriculating through, averaging a 3.77 GPA, the whole culture shock, learning the language, learning the culture, learning the customs here in the United States. And he's really just truly been an inspiration for his students. And one thing that we thought that really stood out is his importance of looking at his peers. So one of the things is it's not about him, it's about how can I help others. So that's one thing that we really thought that really came out in his application. And one thing and he's here today with his brother and his father, and he's hoping to go to the University of Maryland next year. But we just wanted to really give Carlos an opportunity to commend him for his hard work, commend him for his commitment to his neighbors, to his peers. And he has a saying that it's in the program, but he has a saying where today I work for you and tomorrow I'll think about myself. Right? And his father always talked about how his father, son of a construction worker, his mother's a maid, and thinking about through education, he can really change the lives of others. So I'm going to invite Carlos up here if he wants to spend 30 seconds. All right, so again, we're going to award Carlos with a $2,000 scholarship. Thank you guys again, and we'll go ahead and transition from there.
Thank you everybody for giving me the opportunity to be here today. I just want to talk a little about my background and my story. So I was originally born in Argentina, and when I was 1 year old, my father moved to the United States, and when my mother, my brother, and I moved to Bolivia. I lived in the countryside for about 4 years with my grandmother, and then later moved to the city where I furthered my education. When I was 12 years old, I moved to the United States, and one thing I remember is when I first arrived in the airport, I told my dad that I will take every single opportunity and make the best of it. Throughout the years, when I first started school, it was really hard for me because I didn't know that language. But thanks to my friends and my teachers, I was able to adapt and learn the English as really fast. But when I was in 7th grade, I remember my dad came from work, and he called me out to the table, and his hand was my report card. Unfortunately, I wasn't a very good student back then. I had a C in D's. It was because of the language as well. But since that day, I have worked really hard to earn A's and B's in other classes and AP classes. During my freshman year, I got all A's, and I'm currently taking all AP classes and dual enrollment classes. When I was in my sophomore year, my brother was graduating from high school, and he motivated me because he was an ESL student as well, and he was in prestigious clubs such as National Honor Society and National English Society. And since we're brothers, I always try to compete against him. And so I took a little step further and joined FBLA and DECA, which are business clubs that offer real business experience. But I also took another step further and joined Key Club, which is a community. It's a club that offers community service to students throughout high school. I think Key Club really inspired me and changed me the most because it gave me opportunities to do community service from Alexandria. Also National Honor Society because it gave me opportunities to do Meals on Wheels, Hercules, and distribute food to the community. I just want to say that there's a saying on the Latino community, hoy por ti, mañana por mí, meaning today is for you and tomorrow for me. I just want to, I think this is very influential, especially for me, because it doesn't matter your ethnicity, your background, if you're poor or rich, if you are willing to help, the D will come back later on in life. And I just want to thank everybody for making me the recipient, and just want to thank the fraternity and the chapter for being able for me to be here today. And thank you. Have a nice day.
You ought to give him a hand clap. That's perseverance. Wow. And I would say that the best part of this award is not that we're just congratulating you for what you've done now, but what you're going to do tomorrow. And so we want to say thank you. We're looking out for you. We're excited for you. And we're going to praise him in advance for what this young man is going to do tomorrow. All right? Amen? Amen.
And I think we wanted to bring your father and your brother up to take a photo as well. Yo quiero decirte que estamos tan orgullosos. Por favor, cuídate.
Our last award of the evening, we're going to bring up again Brother President Leonard Williams to give out the Brother of the Year award.